Good evening, ladies. Good evening.
Hey, how's
Hello.
everybody?
Good evening, everyone. We would like to welcome a friend of the show, Robin. She will be spending time with us this evening. As you know, we've been talking about health and wellness and fitness, right, Wendy? We've had an entire series. We talked about you can want to cover some of those items, Wendy, that we've talked about.
Financial wellness. We talked about sexual wellness. We talked about emotional wellness,
Environmental wellness.
environmental. So that's four right there, right?
Yeah,
So
and actually we've talked about a couple more. I think something physical wellness. We
yeah.
talked about physical wellness. So
Mhm.
we've kind of covered the gamut, and we're going to round our series up in a couple weeks with spiritual wellness, and we will have another guest with us. So Robin's going to share with us tonight her journey, her fitness journey to wellness. We wanted to we wanted to bring someone on that could truly embody what we've been trying to share with you, someone that has been experiencing it because she has been on a journey. So Robin, the floor is yours. And welcome
Hello,
again.
everyone. Thank you for having me. Hello, Wendy. You ladies look beautiful as
Well,
usual.
thank you. So do you. Thank you.
Thank you, Robin. Let me just say thank you for joining us. I'm so happy to have you, and I'm happy that you're willing to share this experience with us.
Yes, this experience has been a journey, like you all know, and it's personal. But I'm not the type of woman that when I find good things, I keep them to myself. You know, some people do that. They don't want to share the scoop. They don't want to share the pie. They let you figure it out. But I'm not that type of woman.
Love that. Love that.
Yeah. So I'm here just to describe my fitness journey and what worked for me. It's not going to work for everyone, but you may find a couple of good pieces here and there that fit your needs. So I first want to start off saying that my collegiate life, the life as a child, I was very active. I was a figure skater. I took physical figure skating lessons, excuse me. I did ballet, tap, jazz as a child. So I was very active. Later in high school, I was in the band. I wasn't too active then, but I, kept up pretty good in shape. I liked playing sports. I was on an athletic team in middle school, but in high school, I just played in the band. So then in college, I found myself a little bit heavy. So when I went away to Spelman, I joined the band at Morehouse. And so I was in the Morehouse marching band. So that was a lot of, physical
I
activity.
was going to say that's a lot of physical activity.
Yeah, that was a lot of physical activity and a lot of fun. And I also joined Spelman and Morehouse at that time had a synchronized swim club. And so I joined the synchronized swim club, and that's how I kept in shape, which was really hard because sometimes you're holding your breath for over 2 minutes underwater. So yeah, I enjoyed those things, which led me to decide that I wanted to be in military. At that time, it's a crazy story, but I decided I wanted to join ROTC. So I joined ROTC, and in joining ROTC, obviously you had to do the PTF, physical fitness test, yeah, PFT test, the APFT. And so what it was we had to run 2 miles. We had to do, for my age group, 40 sit-ups in 2 minutes. And we had to do at least 13 male push-ups within a 2 minute time period. And you got scored on your fitness level. And ROTC, we were always running, jumping. That's what we did. At that time, I chose to swim as well. We could either run 2 miles or swim 2 miles. I chose to swim 2 miles because that was my thing. So during college, also, I was a fitness instructor at the YMCA.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I would go to the YMCA, and I was a lifeguard and a swim instructor as well. I would open it up in my hometown at 5 a.m., teach a fitness class, and then after the fitness class, they would swim laps. So I would guard during that time. So I was pretty active. I was active like that until I had an accident. and it was traumatic, and it changed my life. And it changes my life every day from the point that I had that accident. So during the Desert Storm, Desert Shield time, I was an Army officer, and I fractured my spine
So
in the
you,
line of duty.
excuse me, Robin, you had the accident while you were active in the military?
Yes,
Okay.
I fractured my spinal cord in the line of duty, and I ended up having two 15-hour surgeries to repair my spinal cord.
Oh, goodness, you poor thing.
It was a journey. And at that time, my child was 6 months old, and I couldn't even change his diaper. It was pretty bad. And so that period of time, mind you, I was in the Army. I was probably, I know I was under my weight. So my max weight was like 145 for my height. And I'm pretty tall, I'm 5'7". And so my max weight was 145. And I think I was wearing like a 6'8" in clothes. And so I went from a size 6'8". The next 4 years, I was on a thing that they called a recovery period time. And I didn't work. My job was, I was still receiving my salary as a captain, but my job was to recover. And so I ballooned up to a size 22.
No, what?
Yeah. From a size 6 to a size 22.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. From being active, hula running around,
Right.
run 10, 15 miles. At the time I was married, and my husband was a master fitness trainer for the Army. So that was a really a thing that we shared, a common bond that we had as husband and wife. We enjoyed the fitness world, the fitness level. And, when I could not exercise anymore, we all know the benefits of exercising. It really dramatically changed not only my physical self, but my mental health too. And so now I'm having a mental health journey. So this thing hasn't just, matriculated over the years as a physical health journey, but it's been a mental health. And
So it's been overall wellness, basically overall.
yes. And that led to spiritual health as well. So this has been a long journey for me. So after I recovered to a point in time that I could function and operate, I wasn't exactly fit, but I just tried to do some little things here and there. And I think I got down to a 16 and a 14. And I was that size forever. And I thought I was going to be that size for the rest of my life. My fitness level was pretty poor. I tried diet after diet, and those diets worked. And, I want to tell everyone, any diet will work. The key to a diet, and they say you have to make it a lifestyle. That is
absolutely
true.
It's a lifestyle change.
That is absolutely true. But the key to any diet, because any diet will work as long as you follow the directions, you have to find one that fits your lifestyle.
Exactly.
Something that you enjoy, that you like. If you like paleo, then eat paleo. Go on a paleo diet. If you like Mediterranean, go on a Mediterranean diet. If you can't stand meat, if you're a vegetarian, then you're not going to go, on a meat diet, a protein diet.
You're not going to go on an Atkins diet, that's for sure.
Exactly. And that's the one I was thinking of. I couldn't think of. Thank you. The Atkins diet, you wouldn't do that. So the key to a diet is finding one that can sustain your lifestyle and that you enjoy. Mm-hmm. And for me, it was a time thing with a busy career and, so many outside stressors, sorority life and children and all of this. I turned to Factor. And Factor was, this isn't a paid promotion, but it's pre-cooked meals. And you can pick any type of the meals you want. They have like a low carb, they have a vegetarian. They have different meals, and they're prepackaged. They're fresh, but they're prepackaged, frozen, and they come to you like that. And you just take the little film off, pop them in the oven, and then you're done. And that worked for me
Okay.
because
You said
You
Facto?
said, yeah.
Factor,
Uh,
Factor, and we'll
Okay,
have
I've never heard of
vegan.
that. Okay.
That
Oh,
me either. I've never heard of that
absolutely,
one.
absolutely.
We
And the
talked about
food was
HelloFresh and Blue
delicious.
Apron and stuff.
The food is delicious.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Um, I have some Factor meals in my freezer, although I no longer subscribe to Factor, receiving them. The thing
How
about it,
long did you subscribe to Factor to moderate your meals?
I did it twice. So one time it was 6 months, and the other time it was about 5 months.
And
Okay.
so
Mhm.
now you have gone back to just cooking your own meals, just using some of the recipes from Facto or whatever.
Well, they don't have recipes. They're actually just pre-cooked, already made.
Mhm.
But yeah, I just cook my own meals now, and then every once in a while, I'll slide in a Factor meal. It's just time.
Yeah.
My lifestyle changed after COVID. When we all started working from home, I changed agencies, and with the federal government, I'm a federal employee, and I began working from home permanently. So I had more time, to cook and prep and all that type of
You meal
thing.
prep. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
So Factor is delicious. Like I said, this isn't a prepaid sponsorship or anything, but it's what worked for me.
Well,
It was
the
quick,
thing
it was
about
easy.
those meal preps, like HelloFresh Factor, well, HelloFresh, you still have to cook it, okay?
Yeah, not for me. Not for me.
The thing about them though, they help you avoid waste, and we talked about that on
Yes.
the environmental part. Just you're not throwing away, because I throw away a lot of vegetables and even meats that I don't get to cook. Like I don't
Right.
cook anything, so I'm just like, okay, I took it out to thaw.
Then you don't prepare it, so
I
you
didn't get to
waste
cook
it.
it because I don't have
Right.
everything that I need.
Right.
So avoiding waste is a big thing for me. So it's particularly on the environmental side.
And because I work for the U.S. Department of Agriculture, it's important for me as well.
Yeah.
You talk about sustainability of the earth and our natural resources. It's very important for me
Right.
as
Right.
well.
Yeah.
Especially that now that I have grandchildren. So grandchildren changed my life as well, for my health journey. But yeah,
So
so
talk
I
about
started.
that, Robin. Talk about how it's changed your life now. You
Well,
as a
well,
mother.
before you tell us that, if you don't mind, give us a glimpse into what you did in terms of working out. So we understand what you did as far as your eating. You started using Factor, then you cooked your
Mhm.
own meals. So what was your workout program like?
Okay, so I started using Factor every day. Um, they have breakfast meals, but breakfast is so inexpensive and it's so easy to cook some bacon and eggs. I was on the low carb Factor diet, but I started walking. I
Okay.
started walking, and it was free. It was easy.
Right.
And I enjoyed it. And after I started doing it and carving out that particular time for me, and that's the biggest thing for the health journey. As women, we have so many irons in the fire, so to
Right.
speak. And so you have to decide, I'm going to do something for me
So how
to make
long did you
me
walk?
happy.
So how long did you walk?
Um,
How many days a week?
I started off really slow and I would just walk around the block a couple of times. And then that came walking through the subdivision. And then that came. And before I knew it, I bought a camel pack for my water. And I was walking 6 miles. And I was doing that about 3 to 4 times a week.
Awesome. So you were walking. So have you added anything else to your walking regimen in terms of weights or anything like that?
I didn't add any weights, but sometimes I did walk backwards because that's supposed to be really healthy for your knees. And I have that being in the army, my body is broken up. I had knee surgery in the army, and I fractured my patella and ruptured my patella tendon. So I had 2 knee surgeries on one leg and another knee
Oh,
surgery
you
on
poor
the
thing.
other.
So now how much weight would you say, okay, so how long have you been walking?
Um, like 2 years now.
Okay, so how much weight have you lost that you can attribute to the walking as well as to eating the factor meals, of course, and
It started really coming out really, really fast, and I would say about 30 pounds.
what point? You're saying it started coming off fast, but you were walking.
It started coming off immediately.
Oh,
Of course, you have to be in a calorie deficit, but you don't have to drink gallons and gallons and gallons of water. But what I did do, where I live here in the metro, it is a Black-owned water supplier, and I drank 10.5 pH water, and it was so good.
I drink pH water as well.
It
So let
was
me ask you,
so
do you
good.
drink, they say that you should drink half your weight in water. So do you think you drink that every day, half your weight in water?
I probably strive to, but I really don't. But what I did cut out, the best thing that I cut out was sodas. I haven't touched a soda in a long
Yeah,
time,
that just,
maybe 1 or 2 within the last 2 or 3 years.
yeah, that
That
just
was
slows
my
you
big thing. I was
down.
addicted to Coke, and I was addicted to the sugar.
Yeah,
And
I'm sugar.
once I cut the sodas out, I started drinking the canned sparkling water, LaCroix, and all of the rest of them. And that's how I was able to break my soda addiction.
Okay.
You still got a little bubbly there. I can
Right.
tell that your face is much slimmer. I can tell that you've lost a lot of weight. So
Yeah, you
that's
look
good.
wonderful.
That's great.
So
Thank
getting back
you.
to Wendy's question, she was at, I just wanted to kind of set it up to get to
Mhm.
that point of how has it changed your life?
Oh my goodness. It, I mean, so many ways, because we don't, our, our, as humans, we are not compartmentalized, right? So the physical helps the mental helps the spiritual helps, all of it, and the physical helps the financial. I mean, it changed my life in so many ways, just small steps. Um, I got in a community, I started doing CrossFit. One of my neighbors, she was into CrossFit, and I saw how her body was changing. And she said, I don't see any difference. And I was like, girl, yes. Oh my God, you look great. So I started doing CrossFit, and I still have a partially dislocated kneecap and a ruptured tendon. But I started doing CrossFit, and what I did was modifications
Right.
to a lot of the different exercise. And people are like, oh my gosh, CrossFit is so hard. It is hard, but it's wonderful. And I got really into CrossFit
So,
heavily.
so let me ask you, so when you were doing CrossFit while you were walking, so
Mhm.
you said you like lost 30 pounds. So would you say it was a combination of the walking and the CrossFit?
Well, um, the CrossFit, it really doesn't, you don't do that much cardio, honestly, with CrossFit. It's just muscles and
Right.
I
strength.
was gonna say that probably
And
gives more muscle.
yeah, it's strength and muscles, and that's what you focus on. So not only did I lose the weight, I probably, would have been a lot smaller weight wise. I would have weighed a lot less had I not been doing CrossFit, because I'm building up muscle at the same time. And we
Right.
know muscle weighs,
Mhm.
No,
more.
no, it doesn't. No, that's a fallacy.
Is
Muscle,
that a fallacy?
that's a fallacy. Muscle and fat weigh the same exact thing.
Really?
The,
Thank
the
you for
only,
letting
the
me know.
only, the only difference is when you're working out with weights, you're tightening your muscles. So if you're not using weight, all of that is just fat and it's just loose. It's the same fat. It's the same fat. It's the same muscle. It's all the same thing. Because I used to think that too. And they were like, that doesn't, my trainer said, just really think about that. How can the same thing weigh more than the same thing? Because if you have a muscle in your arm, as soon as you stop eating protein and you stop doing weights, that muscle is going to do what?
Shrink.
it's going to turn to fat. It's going to turn to fat. So it's the same element of body, but just in a different format. That's it.
Okay,
So
can I
what
ask
I
you a
did was,
question about the CrossFit? I want to
sure,
ask you a question about the CrossFit, if you don't mind.
yeah.
Is it like turning the tires or what is CrossFit exactly?
CrossFit, you basically use a lot of your own body weight, but it's overall fitness. You can climb up a rope, you can do pull-ups, you work out on a box, you do RDLs, Russian deadlifts. You know, it's a lot of strengthening your body. And so, you know, I started really following this guy on YouTube, and it helped me. And it's called, and we'll put some links, Andrew Huberman, and he's like right up there by Moses for me.
Wow.
He's a instructor professor at Stanford University, but this is his podcast and he's on YouTube and it's very informative. I would highly recommend it. But what else I used was my phone. I did the Fit Index app. So I bought a Fit Index scale. It's like maybe $20.
Oh, I have
And
one. I have one.
yeah, and
So
the scale tells
CrossFit is not like going to the CrossFit, uh, the orange or whatever it is. Is it orange?
Orange Theory.
Orange Theory.
Yeah, it's not. That's not CrossFit. Okay.
No, CrossFit is a bunch of barbells, a bunch of weights. It's a rig.
Wherever you do it, it's
It's a
wherever
rig.
you.
They have a specific thing called a rig. And on the rig, you exercise, you take balls and you throw them up and reach a certain point. It's just total body fitness. They have CrossFit competitions actually, and it's
So
pretty
you're just doing different things. Because like you mentioned,
but it's all strength training. It's
right.
99% strength training on a rig most of the time, or using, you know, dumbbells or things like that.
Okay. Okay. I'm thinking about, that rolling that big tire and some kind of way
Well,
those straps and all that.
CrossFit can encompass that as well. It's a whole, they plan workouts for you to do in the CrossFit classes.
Okay.
But I would highly recommend it. It's hard. When I tell people I did CrossFit, they're like, "Oh my God, that's so hard." I have a friend who's a DeKalb firefighter, and he's like, "No, I'm not doing
Wendy,
CrossFit."
I was like you. I thought it had something to do with Orange Theory. I thought that's what they did at Orange Theory CrossFit.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay.
Because I do the high intensity. I do the hill workout. You know,
Oh, I tried that. It's
you
just
can get
about
an
killing me.
hour's workout in 30 or 20 minutes. That's what I do with the trainer. So yeah, that's it. That's pretty
Challenging.
yeah, it is. It is, especially depending on what you're doing. You know, things like burpees. I don't do burpees.
Oh my God, the
Okay, CrossFit, we do
I
plenty
don't do burpees. No.
we do plenty of burpees.
I guess you can work up to it, I guess, but it's just, ooh, I'm just like, whoa.
We jump rope, we do burpees, all of that. And I guess I resonated with it because I closely associated with the Army, what we did in the Army.
Right.
I can see that.
Yeah, me too, because you were saying you climb the ropes and stuff, and I know you do all that, and
and pull-ups and that type of
a lot of upper body muscle.
It's total. It's
total.
CrossFit is from head to toe.
But women have better lower body muscles than upper body.
Upper body. That is true. You have to really work at that and build those muscles up. So Robyns, for everyone out there that's listening and watching, tell us what has been the most rewarding thing for you this journey over the last 2 years.
I guess it's so many things. I don't know if I could categorize one thing, but I will tell you that at one point I was suicidal. Going through the loss of my parents and the loss of my son being in jail or whatever. And, just the high that I got, the endorphins from exercising, it was so incredible. Just thinking about going to exercise to get that high, I want to get it. Just
Right.
thinking about it probably increases my blood pressure, or it releases endorphins,
Right.
or something like that, because I know I'm going to enjoy it. So not only that, still with my dislocated patella and my tendon ruptured, I was able to climb up the McDonald's playland rig with my grandson.
Okay, nice, nice.
He was 2, and we both were in the tunnel sliding down, and everybody's like, "Is that your son?" I was like, "No, it's my grandson." And all the other grandmothers and people in the
They
mothers,
couldn't do any of that, right? They couldn't do
they
any of
couldn't
that.
do any
Oh,
of
I
it.
love that story. I love
Yeah.
that.
And so we really bonded, climbing up through the McDonald's playland tunnels, and, the trampoline parks, and all of the things that we did together. So that has been, just such a joy to be able to do that, because I wasn't able to do
Absolutely.
that
It's a
before.
blessing. It's a blessing
It's a
because I mean,
blessing.
a lot of people in their 50s and 60s can't do
Can't
it.
do any of that.
You
And
know?
Right.
I know your grandson was happy for that as well.
He was.
Yeah.
It was a great experience because I'll be 60 this year.
Awesome. Hey, listen, you are still here and you are ready to witness and embrace 60, and you look wonderful. So keep up the good work, because I know, I mean, I've been on a fitness journey my entire life. So
Okay.
I've never stopped. I've never
That's awesome.
100%, but I've stopped, and, gained weight here, gained weight there. But, I always go back, because I do find the one thing that I can say honestly is that if you go and get into the gym and you learn techniques, how to do things, you can change your body. You don't have to have someone change it for you, so to speak. But it takes time. It's a journey. It takes time. It's not going to happen, on the table overnight. Absolutely not. So we appreciate you sharing with us and being so honest with us about your journey. Wendy, anything from you have any words for Robyn?
Robin, you're encouraging. You're definitely motivating me to get
Definitely.
off my chokers because I can never seem to find enough hours in the day. And you're right. We're we're giving ourselves away, our time away to everybody else, the family and
But
everything. Everything's pulling on you, right? But we got to put ourselves first.
yeah, and I became very intentional,
Yeah.
especially getting ready to turn 60. I said, this year is about me. It's
Yeah.
it's
Awesome.
nothing, and it's easy things that you can do. For instance, just while we're sitting here, sitting on a stability ball.
How you were sitting on a stability ball. I love
Yeah.
it.
And why I was sitting on a stability ball is because I'm engaging my core.
Right. You're engaging your core.
And do you do
Absolutely.
that when you're working at your computer?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay.
It's just small things. If I'm standing in line somewhere, I'm moving a body
Yeah.
part, probably my
Just
leg.
in constant motion.
Right. And
Okay.
as we age, like you were saying, Chris, as we age, the muscle is so important. People don't, they want to be thin, but you gotta lift the weights. You've got to.
You
I
got
would say the things that you would have to prioritize is sleep
Yes.
in this age group. Sleep,
Because
your eating.
not to cut you off, but people don't realize that sleep can cause you to retain weight.
Absolutely does.
I mean, not
Your lack of sleep.
not the lack of
It
sleep
slows
can
your
cause you
metabolism.
to
Right.
maintain weight.
Yeah.
I do other small things, like when I shower, I end it with a cold 5-minute shower every time. And what that does is that encourages the
I know,
ATP
Whitney. I'm like,
mitochondria, you get the shiver effect. It helps you lose weight. Look it up.
Really?
Yes.
okay, now that's a new one for me. I mean, I've heard most things, but what is it called again?
The shiver effect.
The shiver effect? Okay.
Yes. Every time I shower, I'm like, shoot, I'm gonna do this. This is easy. This is something I can do.
Okay, I'm gonna look that up.
Yeah. And
How long do you stay in the cold water?
well, you get out for a minute and you turn the water down, and then you get in for a minute, and then you turn it down more. You get out, turn it down more, and then you get back in. It just encourages ATP and the mitochondria, and they start activating, and you lose weight.
Okay. Good to
Mhm.
know. That a lot of little things that I did not know. So really appreciate that. And
Yeah.
once again, Robin, truly appreciate you coming on and being very
Yeah.
candid with us, sharing your journey with us, because as you get older, and that's really what we're all about, as we progress in age, trying to maintain some sort of stability as it relates to fitness. And one of the big things is agility, being agile, because as you get older, you start to lose your balance and people don't realize, stand on one leg for 2 minutes, just count, stand, switch it up, stand on the other leg, for 2 minutes. That helps with your balance. So just little things like that. So any parting words, Wendy, as we let Robin
Thank you so much, Robin. You got to come back and see us again. You're always very entertaining, informational, educational. We
yes,
appreciate you, girl.
yes. any
Okay.
parting any parting words, Robin, for us?
Thank you guys for having me. As usual, it's been a great time talking with you ladies, and I look forward to enjoying other podcasts with you, viewing and as a participant. Thanks a
Thank
lot.
you so
Oh,
much.
thank
Ladies,
you.
don't go anywhere.